Take a seat, sit back, and relax, because you are listening to Real Talk Radio, where the talk gets real.
Welcome everybody to Real Talk Radio, where the talk does indeed get real. My name is Justin JLB, and today you have locked in yourself to a special edition of the Up-and-Comers. What is the Up-and-Comers? Well, here is where we're going to review albums of artists who are unsigned hype, if you will. So artists who are just out there, you might not necessarily recognize them. It's a new segment we want to do. We want to shine the light on the unsigned hype. That's definitely going to be my tagline for sure. So right off the bat, the album we are reviewing today is by JS and KDIITimes called Dualitas. It is 13 tracks, roughly 3 minutes on average, each track 3.5. And should be a good time. These two individuals here are from Montreal, Quebec. They are the rap genre, and I've been emailed a few requests to do a review on this album, and you know what? Why not make this the first review for the Up-and-Comers segment? So here, without further ado, it's JS and KDIITimes' newest album, just released Friday, May 31st, called Dualitas. So first track on the album is called Salvation. It is the intro track, and quite honestly, it goes through a little intro. It's nice. Vets, where you been though? JS starts it off, and then the beat drops. Right off the bat, really love the beat. I like how hard-hitting it is. It gets you amped, and JS starts it off. He's already hyped. He's somewhat of a hype man, if you will, and he does a great job at just going in and starts talking. He starts rapping, rather, and he basically raps right off the bat about his life and what's going on, and he just
dropped rap for a cake store, made more money than I rap for. Fly away if it comes back, it's meant to be. No matter my elevation, music always seems to find me. Now I'm back, nigga, with that fire for the streets. Don't get your raise and bass, swerving lanes, feeling like you in a race.
So it actually does feel like you're kind of in the race there in that regard. Honestly, I think this track could be like in a chase scene, to be honest with you. I just really like the beat. I think the beat complements JS really well, and it starts off really well. So I already like the hype, the intro. It's a great intro track, to be honest with you, and it keeps going. I'm gonna let you know about the bars, because there is quite a few nice little bars here that I like on the track, aside from it flowing all really well. JS and KD do complement each other really well, and they both got their own separate nice bars. Some bars are okay, of course, but they do got their own nice little bars, which we'll just break it down right now.
Hey, I'm the man. Your girl likes me more than what you think. It's just a like on the gram. God damn.
So that line right there, I chose to point it out because it's simple, but I actually do really like it. Your girl likes me more than what you think is just a like on the gram. So obviously it's just a play off Instagram likes and then actual girl liking him more. It's a subtle hint. So it's nothing too crazy. You don't have to overthink of it, but I thought he delivered that well. I really like JS's flow through the track. Honestly, the beat complements JS really well, and as we will see, it also complements KD really well too.
The nightmares like me. Do you feel the hunger when I speak? Or you only love me off the lean? Cousins made my sandal, my vans are all customs. Bitches love astrology, the reason I say I water.
So as you can see, KD is also killing it as well. He does have a lot of bars. I like that bar specifically too. Your girl likes astrology, the reason I stay out one. Thought it was witty. I really like that line. And yeah, they just keep going. Honestly, they have bars for bars on this track. I really do like it. I also did like KD's DM line. You can hit me on the DM, dick a mile later. So again, if that is correct, if I'm actually saying that right, I'm not going off the actual lyrics here. So I am just going off ear, and I guess sometimes my ear can play games with me. That DM line was also pretty nice. And then, they just say rest in peace to a bunch of people that they know, and also a few football players. These guys are huge football fans. In that regard, I don't know much about football, so I couldn't tell you who they were talking about. Some of them are their friends, and some of them are actually football players, Steve McMeer, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, there's just a bunch of lines. Like, I even like KD's latte line with the see you later, now relate, latte. I thought that was nicely played, too.
Hopping over fences cause a nigga fucking late. She said it's a latte, I said, ooh, sorry, Kate. It's getting kinda late.
And yeah, it's just an overall good track. It really gets you hyped. So the intro track certainly gets you hyped for what's next. So hopefully the next track does do it justice, because the first track definitely got us hyped. So I do my rating system out of 5. So this track is going to be getting a 4.2 out of 5. I really liked it as an intro track. Kudos to them. Kudos to the producer. Once again, great beat. Let's go on.
Drop a tear. Rest in peace, Steve McNair.
So the second track is called Surf version 2 or volume 2, not really sure, but there's a V2 there. But it's called Surf either way. And right off the bat, it starts with a pretty catchy chorus, to be honest with you.
It's the wave and you niggas can't surf. Water wet, these diamonds gon' hurt. It's the wave and you niggas can't surf. Shine so bright, this drip gon' splurge.
Yeah, so it's a very catchy chorus. Really liking the chorus there. Sorry if the audio was a bit off. I don't want to put their entire music on the review. I want you to go check it out for yourself. Hear it in full face value. If anything, go to their SoundCloud. Yeah, so if anything, just go to their SoundCloud, Apple Music, or Spotify to fully listen. Yeah, because, they deserve the support. If anything, this is up-and-comers after all, guys. So let's support, because that's what it's all about. And yeah, KD's verse, he basically just goes in right to it right after the chorus. Yeah, we starts off with Who Shot Ya, paying homage to Biggie. That was cool. And he just basically has all these witty lines in there too. One of the lines that I could make up without actually reading any lyrics.
I'm recording, yeah, I know I'm flowing. Second potion, motion, poetry in motion. The leaves, they fall, your bitch, she crawl. On her knees, praise the love.
Was I just like the little flow that he did. The leaves, they fall. The girl, she crawls on her knees. Like, it was really well
Shout
done.
out to the Rasta.
Shout out to the Rasta. I like that little part. I liked his flow too. KD's flow here was actually really, really well done. Yeah, so like another great track. Then it moves on to JS, and JS had a pretty solid verse.
Strutting to the scene like the
Then
nature
comes
boy.
into the scene like he's Nature Boy. He definitely does have a lot of wrestling meanings, and well, KD did too. KD had the line with the poetry in motion, referring to Jeff Hardy, but then again, not really, because that could just be literally the actual saying poetry in motion. KD's, I liked JS's verse better than KD, just for the simple fact I felt KD's verse was a bit too quick. JS's verse though was pretty spot on, strutting to the scene like his Nature Boy. I at first didn't like the candy ass line. Lay the smack down on your girl's candy ass, then eat the candy off it. I originally thought it was really cheesy. And then, you know what? I just listened to it again and again. And then it's actually one of the things I remembered on the song. Aside from the chorus, of course, because I think the chorus, KD did amazing. No, but KD just did really good on the chorus. It just sounded really nice. Yeah. Now, I've listened to a few of their other mixtapes, whether it be KD and JS, the overall No Regard as a group. it's usually another artist they do have. Again, this is a separate project, but it's usually another artist they do have named Demi, who usually is on the choruses. So it's kind of refreshing to hear KD do the choruses, and I think he's nailing it. I think he does the choruses really well. So this is definitely going to be a commercial track. I could definitely hear this on the radio. Maybe I'd have to might blop out the N-words and so on. But the only line I maybe didn't like was the garbage line, where it goes, yes, maybe could have had a wittier line. Hustle to the bag like garbage trucks. I get it. Garbage trucks are going to the bags to put them in. I completely get it. Just unless there's another meaning I'm not seeing, I don't know. I thought it was a little weak line. But again, his flow is still very consistent. So I do like that there. And then there is Sugar Epidemic. He's the holy relic. Really like that line. Again, his flow is very consistent, so I liked it. I enjoyed it. And then I liked how he passed it back to KD.
Are you ready? PX, are you ready? KD, break it down 2 times. It's the wave and you.
He does the DX 2 times. He breaks it down 2 times rather, and then he sends it off to KD. And then again, this is great with the production because then there's nothing. There's like a pause, and then he goes right into the chorus. It's a wave and you gonna surf. Like, it's done really well. Done really well. Really liked it. I think JS wins the verse on this track. But honestly, I found it was a really quick track. I think it was only like 2 minutes. Very quick track. Definitely would have maybe liked a third verse with both of them on it. In that regard, this track was also pretty good. So good lead off from the intro. I give this track a 3.8 out of 5. Really well done. I just wanted a third verse there. On to the next.
It's the wave and you niggas can't surf. Water wet, these diamonds gon' hurt. It's the wave and you niggas can't surf. Take a few L's, losses, yeah, bounce back, nigga, bounce back.
So the next track is called Balance, and yeah, it goes off right off the chorus. Take a few L's and bounce back. Honestly, I'm not liking the chorus at all. I think anytime anybody uses bounce, I get a lot of rappers use bounce, but I find how KD is rapping it or saying it is just too Big Sean-ish. So I'm not really a fan. It automatically makes me think of Big Sean's Bounce Back. So with that said, not a fan of the chorus. One part I really do like, though, is right when KD goes right into the verse.
Bitches buying Victoria's Secret for a pussy that ain't even a secret.
When I first heard that, oh my God. When I first heard that, I thought that was genius. It's not a really complicated line, but it works perfectly. It's hilarious. So now it's no secret here. KD, he just says it like it is sometimes, and not that he doesn't respect women. It's just that there's a lot of thoughts out there, if you will. There's a lot of girls that, who don't necessarily respect themselves. So that's what he's just alluding to. There's a lot of girls who are buying Victoria's Secret when they're just all over the place. Great line. Just genius. Simple, but genius. Loved it. Then JS comes in, talks about basically when he first realized he was having a baby. Yeah, and he just goes on to that, talks about that. One thing I noticed about JS right off the bat, one, he enunciates all his words properly. He's very clear. Every time you hear him, he's telling a story about his life, and he's very truthful with it. One line that I like that JS does say is at the beginning of his verse.
Sound round and round as the world turns. Got a second chance to write all the L's that have burned.
So yeah, I just really like that line. Round and round as the world turns. Got a second to write all the L's that I've burned. Double meaning there. So L's as in losses. L's that he's burned as in smoking. At least that's how I interpret it, which I would imagine it is. Great line, and he's just very positive. So I really like JS's positive vibe verse going into this, trying to rewrite his wrongs now that he has a baby coming in. Great line, and I'm really liking the positive vibes.
Say you never took an L, you just lying to yourself. That's bad for your health.
So great track overall. Again, wasn't a fan of the chorus. It's not that it was bad or anything. It's just it just sounds like Big Sean. It's very different in Big Sean in the sense, and obviously not saying the same thing aside from the fact that, you know, taking L's and you got to bounce back. Completely get it. But it's just nothing but Big Sean comes in my head. Essentially, when Big Sean did Bounce, he just messed it up for every other artist that's going to start saying bounce in their tracks or try to use it in their chorus. But either way, great track. Both had energy in this track, and JS just spitting the truth in that regard. And that's one thing I really like about him as an artist. He says it like it is as well. I think that's why they both complement each other really, really. And yeah, so rating time. Rating, I'm going to give this track a 3.7 out of 5. So they're roughly kind of all the same. Wasn't as energetic as the intro, but you're definitely seeing emotion on these verses here. So we'll see what happens on the next track. Lego.
She bought a rap and straight facts. She chased the bag, and that's that. You throw a stack, she make it clap. You talking broke, she ain't about that.
So if it wasn't apparent, this track is called Racks, and I am forever gonna have this song in my head. I think this song is done perfectly. She's all about racks and straight facts. Throughout this entire song, they're basically talking about women who are independent, right? So they're talking about women who are independent, know what they want. Pussy sweet like mango, that shit's in my head. Get her in her like tango, obviously when you're tangled in together. So again, simple lines, but they work. They're good. They're good at getting your head, and that's perfect. KD isn't necessarily rapping, he's more talking, but really good. Different flow towards the other tracks. Really like it as well. JS then comes in as well, starts talking about the same things. JS comes in. One line I like about JS, her ass shaking like it don't make sense, cause her ass makes dollars and it don't make sense. So great line, sense, doesn't make sense, it's not comprehensible, and then it makes dollars, not sense, as in money, sense. Yeah, so again, simple, but productive, and it works. Completely like this track. I'm giving this track a 4.5 out of 5. I loved it. There's nothing wrong with the track in my opinion, except maybe there should have been a third verse, rather, with both of them connecting. They both complement each other well. Again, really like the track. Sweet like a mango, put 8 in her like Rambo. Like, love it. I love it. Great track, guys. Commercial for sure. Again, I don't know if the radio will play it. Maybe it's a bit too vulgar, but I love it. Maybe street radio, I'm down. If I had a radio station, I'd definitely play it for sure. Really love this track. After all, she's about racks and straight facts at the end of the day, and that's how it is. Rating 4.5 out of 5. Let's go.
Pussy sweet like a mango. I get in her like tango. I pull a 8 like Rambo.
So this track right here is called New Age Berry, and so both of the artists are just going into it, talking about just women in general, how they love women. We have Abbey Black doing the chorus. I'm not a fan of the chorus, to be honest with you. I do find it sounds weird. I find she doesn't go well with the instrumental. At first I found the instrumental a bit boring. JS then came in. He's just talking about loving plus size women and how they have to wait for the right man because not everyone can be with a plus size woman. Like the positive vibes there. That's nice. JS is very it's funny because they're respectful, and then sometimes you might think that they're not respectful to women. But honestly, for the most part they are. They're just telling you what's in their head. At least that's how I'm feeling. They're telling you like what's up, what's in their head. That's how it is. In that regard. So some people might think it's misogynistic. Some people might think it's realistic. Some people might just think it's straight up, straightforward. It is what it is. I like that style totally. So he's not misogynistic or anything like that. He just says it like it is. Might be vulgar in that regard. But yeah, I do like the lust, not trust line. I also then like KD's verse. That whole Mandy line was actually pretty good. I went sipping into I went.
She like rosé, she like not brandy. I drink brandy. I'm sorry, Mandy. She on the bed and I somersault Jeff Hardy. Double cut me, triple cut.
Yeah, so with that, KD does have also a few other extra lines that I really like. I got lean in my bladder, I don't piss clean. I got lean in my bladder, I don't piss clean. And then the swish Kobe line, we're going into the poon, if you will. I love the verses. So I think the verses are great. I don't like the beat necessarily. I think the beat is a bit boring. Maybe it needs to be a bit more heavier. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of the chorus either. I thought the chorus was a bit boring, but the verses were nice. The verses were tight in that regard. I liked how they tried to do something different here. It was almost R&B lovey-dovey, and then it's just talking about their sexcapades, if you will. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. Again, there was the beat that really didn't really do it for me, though, as well as the chorus. The chorus was just kind of meh. Maybe it needed some production into that, if you will. I'm giving this track a 3.4 out of 5. So it's the lowest track so far. And yeah, so on to the next one.
You my ride or die. Hey, Wednesday is the hump day. I'm your daddy and I love my baby, baby.
So the next track, we got Hump Day. Everybody's been there. It's that midweek Hump Day. Instead of actually referring to Wednesday, well, they could still be referring to Wednesday, but it's actual the Hump Day where they get it on. We get it. This track I'm not a huge fan of. I love the chorus. I think the chorus is great. Wednesday is the Hump Day. Like, whatever. Chorus is good. Chorus is fine. I do think the lyrics on both ends were kind of weak. I love JS's little faster. Slowly, like that was cool, that was great. I hated the 6ix9ine Tekashi line. I get it, 6ix9ine Tekashi 6ix9ine, and then the actual sexual position could have been better in my opinion, but I like the chorus. I thought the beat was not bad. Beat could have been a bit better in that regard, but yeah. And then I also did like for KD, I did enjoy the going down to Australia line, but I wasn't a fan that tear it up like Jeezy's son, and then beat it up like Michael Jackson moonwalk. I don't know, I thought it was weird. I thought it was half-assed. I don't know, not really a fan. I also did like the Michael Phelps line, swimming in that pussy, Michael Phelps. So I like that. I thought that was cool. Yeah, and that's it. Rating time. I love the chorus. Thought the chorus was nice. I thought the fast as slow. Like I thought a few parts were good, a few parts, but in the majority, the lyrics were a little bit weak. I'm gonna give this a 3.2 out of 5. You know what? Maybe even a 3 out of 5 is the rating that it's getting in my opinion. It is what it is. I can't like every track, right? So if you haven't guessed already, this track is called Lil N. Obviously there's a word there, but yeah. So right off the bat, chorus goes in. The chorus is by SMGBling. Great chorus. Great chorus, really hypes you up. I definitely could hear this playing in the whip, in the car, and really liked the chorus. Thought it was really done. It sounds to me like it's an anthem, so I really like the chorus. I like JS's don't gotta sweat about the cops when your pimpin' is legit. Nice little line. He is just winning, and then he mentions everybody's got an opinion. I honestly really like his verse. He's energetic once again. He's back and he's confident. So that's one thing about JS you can see in all of his tracks. He's confident and he says it like it is. I really like his verse. His verse is spot on. His verse is spot on here, and he has a lot of bars.
You are really popping. Everyone got an opinion. I'm counting like accountants, smoking on that potent. Counting like accountants.
Counting like accountants line, really nice, like that too.
Small scams, flip them to a grand. Scheme another plan, execute again. Nigga, when I die, bury me with pride. When my son cries, tell him daddy's living through his grind. Nigga, why?
Love that line. I love that line. He basically puts it all together. He's grinding for his kid. And if he ever dies, that, you know, he did it all for his son and he's grinding. Really loved it. Liked how it was done. Liked the, you know, I liked how I liked his delivery there. I liked how he switched it up. Really liked it. It went well, nice with the beat. I definitely enjoyed that. So kudos to JS's verse there. I enjoyed that.
You know how it goes, different codes, different holes in areas.
Really like that line a lot. KD definitely switched it up. You know how it goes. Area codes, different hoes and areas. Really well done. I thought he was going to do another hoes and area codes off like a ludicrous thing. But no, he does make it his own. Really liked it. KD is also amped. So really enjoying the vibe here. And, you know, that chorus really sets the precedent there too. So really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed this track. It's definitely an anthem. Definitely something you can play in the whip as I mentioned. Evil Knievel line, really liked it a lot. Yeah, so really well done there in that regard. I honestly think the word of the album is drip. I feel like they've used drip in every single track. He does use it in certain different ways, so that's fine. But honestly, I think I'm getting tired of the word drip. Because that seems to be the word of the album. It's not necessarily that it's bad, it's just that it's too much, in my opinion. I would imagine, I don't know, I just think it's too much there in that regard. Rating time. So yeah, anthem, this track, I can feel, like I mentioned, you can play in the whip and so on. I really like it, so I'm giving this a 3.8 out of 5. Really enjoyed it there. It goes hard. You know what? No, screw that. It's going to be 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. I really like this track. It's definitely an anthem. I can't wait to play it in a car that I don't drive, but definitely on the passenger seat. I will definitely play this track. Really liked it. It gets you hamped. Feel like it's another chasing scene almost, if you will. Feel like this also could be a video at a going into the club or in the VIP section. Really liked it a lot. Really liked it. 4 out of 5 is my rating.
All these rings on me feel like Tom Brady. White girl by my side, she whipping 80. All these rings on me feel like Tom Brady.
So this track, as you can guess, is all about Tom Brady. They made this track before the New England Patriots won the last Super Bowl. But so it still worked though, because then Patriots won again. So now Tom Brady has 6 rings. And yeah, this is definitely like a football anthem, a Tom Brady fan song. But they also do switch it up too. They also talk about rings in terms of what they're wearing. They're talking about rings. JS refers to rings, about what the rings the girl has on her tongue and so on and so forth, how many rings she's wearing. I enjoyed it. KD's great on the chorus. Really love the chorus here. Thought the chorus was great. Really catchy. Definitely in my head. So now you have Brady as well as Rax in my head. So great. Definitely a nice football anthem. I prefer JS's verse here. JS does have a few lines. I like the Saturn line. And he's holding down with clutch. He's also talking about sex here too with football. So he's talking about sex with the girl and using football terminology. So I really did like it. It's different, and I mean, I'm guessing it's different because I haven't heard that being done. So maybe I'm just haven't listened to some songs that had that done, but I really liked it. Really liked the clutch, the rings around Saturn, then the point B to A line. So it was nice. I really enjoyed it. Tom Brady anthem song. I could, I don't know. I could see them even play this song when they come out on the field and so on. It's really catchy. Really nice song. JS wins the verse here though. I found KD kills the chorus. So KD, just take the chorus. That was well done. Really catchy. Love the instrumental. Really great. rating time, I'm going to rate this track a 4 out of 5 again. Really liked the chorus. JS's verse was nice. It all worked really well. Wasn't a fan of the whole no regard party thing with the drink being spiked. Like whatever, I don't know. It worked, I guess. But you know, they're just talking about their life, so that's stuff they've been through. So that works there. Anyways, 4 out of 5.
I'm popping these pills, they Quaaludes. Different color Power Ranger, the same suit. I'm popping these pills, they Quaaludes.
So if you haven't guessed it, this track is called Quaaludes. And yeah, so KD again, amazing on the chorus. I have no complaints of the chorus. It's good. It's relaxing. I can definitely see this, kind of just riding downtown, relaxing. Hopefully not popping a Quaalude. I do find, KD is great in the chorus. I just find he does too many drug references, just especially with all the rappers dying now and so on and so forth and overdosing. It's not a good look in that regard. Still kind of living life just like that. So, I guess, you can't if you take that out of it and just look at it as a track, great chorus. Wasn't really a fan of the verse. The verse wasn't bad. It's just then there was only one verse. I was waiting for another verse to happen. Chorus, perfect. Can't complain about the chorus. Really well done. And, he does have that flow where he is on a maybe he recorded the track when he was on a Quaalude. Who knows? Really well done, though, on that. Again, just disappointed that there wasn't maybe another verse. He starts rapping about why he should stop taking drugs. So I liked it. It's just I wasn't really crazy. It was just more of a chorus song, in my opinion. Enjoyed it for what it was. At least that's what I thought it was. Rating time, I'm gonna give this a 3.7 out of 5. Just the chorus was nice. Chorus was great. Perfect. Beat went well. Great song.
Got my team riding with me. Designer drip down to my feet. Tonight, first bottles on me. Cause I'm ballin' on a
So the next track is called Ballin' on a Budget. This is JS's solo track, like Quaaludes was KD's. So right off the bat, really like the beat. The beat is nice. Almost a West Coast style. Really like the beat a lot. Cruising down St. Cass Street. I like that. That's cool. He's representing Montreal. That's great. Not sure if I like the whole ballin' on a budget part. Because if you're balling, it's technically not on a budget. You're just balling. You have money. I like the concept of it. Balling on a budget, as a lot of us probably should do. So maybe he's trying to do a movement there. So it's weird. I like it, but I also like the concept of being able to ball on a budget. And yeah, it's just kind of a happy song, right? He's he's excited. He's going out. He hasn't been out in a while. He was dealing with certain things, so he needs to ball on a budget. So it's almost the responsible way of balling on a budget. So I do like the concept. The chorus is just that part, the balling on a budget. But the rest, he's representing Montreal, talking about going to Thursdays, talking about chilling on Crescent, going down St. Catherine Street with his crew, about to ball on a budget. So, I really like the beat. The chorus is nice, aside for the balling on the budget part. And so it was not bad. I give it a 3.6 out of 5. Chorus was great. And that's it. That's all, honestly, I'm remembering. The verses weren't anything too crazy. I don't know. Essentially, maybe they should have mixed these two songs together with Quaaludes and Ballin' on a Budget. Again, that's why they put them right after each other, but maybe they could have did like a transition. That would have been kind of cool. Popping these pills, they Quaaludes and ballin' on a budget or something. Because it's kind of cool because KD is just chilling, he's vibing, then JS comes in, he's balling on a budget, he's happy, everything's paid up nice. So it's almost kind of like the good and the bad side, if you will. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just all in my head. Anyways, 3.6 out of 5 is my rating. So for those of you going balling out tonight and going out, please ball on a budget.
She throw it back while I'm sipping. Baby, make that ass clap, 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 clap. She throw it back while I'm sipping.
Baby, make that ass clap, 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 clap.
Yeah, I'm flash while I'm sipping. Flash while I'm sipping. Yeah, I'm flash while I'm sipping. Flash while I'm sipping.
So I absolutely get it now why you had Ballin on a budget there, because now they're in the club, right? So I got that. If that was intentional, then I saw it coming. Well done. Chorus is great. Flash while I'm sipping. Flash while I'm sipping. KD goes into the chorus as well, so I like their mesh up there. Baby, make that ass clap. Nice track. Nice radio track. Again, see this in the club. I definitely see this in the club. I want to see a video for this as well. Really like this track. Notable verses, or notable lines rather.
Non-stop, told that bitch don't stop. Make that ass go round like a merry-go. She is starting out the bench like my old hoes.
So right off the bat, I like that. I make her ass go round like a merry-go-round. Come on. And then she's a starter, not on the bench like my old hoes. So well done. I like that. I thought that was neat. KD really has those nice little lines there like that. Really enjoyed that.
I'm all about them ship 6 rings like Jordan.
Throw it back while I'm sipping.
Baby,
So that's it. These guys are amped. They're ready to go. I really like the mashup between the two here. Instrumentals, just off the charts. Really like it. Gets you going. It gets you amped. Chorus, of course, is good. It's good. It feels like it's an actual anthem. I do like KD's verse more so than JS's on this one, but JS has got the chorus down and packed. Really well done. Like the instrumental. Yeah, so it looks like they're in the club, but they also could be in a strip club, or there could be both. Either way, they're out partying at night, and that's it. They're flashing, they're out, and they're having fun. They're having a good time. They're hopefully balling on a budget, if you will. So the majority, honestly, this track I feel is really just for the chorus though, and that's fine because there's a lot of tracks that do it just for the chorus. This can be a single. I really like the fact, just for the chorus at least, it could be a single. So I do see how they did that. Quaaludes, balling on a budget, and then going out and having fun with it. So that's great. I really like the track. Rating time, I'm gonna give this a 3.9. I'm gonna give it a 3.8 out of 5, just because chorus is great, chorus is awesome, beat is good, beat works well with both of them. They both do really good. I'm just not crazy necessarily on the verses. They've had harder verses in previous tracks, but the chorus is great. So if that's what they were aiming for, they certainly achieved it in that regard. Really like the momentum on this track. So 3.8 out of 5 is my rating. So this track is called Yin, and honestly, this track as well as the next track is a story. So you do have to listen to both to understand the story. So this is Ali Fresh and Abbey Black, as well as KD on the track. Didn't even mean to rhyme. This track is a beautiful story. Ali Fresh, very soulful. I really like his style, like his flow, very R&B and soulful. Really like that. It's a love song of him gonna be marrying his wife, Sereni-T, as we see on the track, and they're gonna get married and they love each other, and it's very soulful. Really like the beat. Everything is nice. KD goes on the track, sipping wine. I like that little verse there too. Really great, really soulful track. Abbey Black actually really does really well here. She doesn't say much, but she does really well. It maybe was in the production from the last track that Abbey Black was in. I wasn't necessarily a fan, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very emotional. I thought it was a really good track of love, of two people falling in love, and so on and so forth. So I like how it preludes to the next track there, which is certainly more emotional, and JS really goes in and expresses emotion as well as his anger on the track, and I think it's done really well. So I'm going to be reviewing both at the same time as you really have to. It's called Yin is the track with Ali Fresh, and then you have Yang, which is the track with JS telling the story of Fresh's wedding and his bride for who he married. It's a tough pill to swallow in terms of a story, but it was really well done. I really felt the emotion. So let's go on to the Yang track.
Do you, Ali Fresh, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded bride, in sickness and in health, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And do you, Sereni-T, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, in sickness and in health, as long as you both shall live?
So that was the ending of Yin, and now we're gonna go to Yang.
Rest in peace to my husband. We had a bond that you broke. Don't blame yourself. Blame your best friend.
So the plot thickens. So now JS is going. She said, so Sereni-T is playing the wife. Again, so I don't know if that's the actual wife or that's just an artist playing the wife. But Sereni-T is playing the wife, mentioning you have a bond that you broke for the love that we had, and you have no one else to blame but your best friend. That being, I would imagine, JS in that regard. And it's just a deep song. JS just goes on, talks about how he was at the wedding, how they met, how he first met her, and there was something in regards to about a phone. So first of all, the chorus is amazing. The cause and the reason my brother isn't breathing. Like, it's really well done. It's a nice story. They definitely did a lot of work into these two tracks together. I thought it was well put together, and the story is just crazy. I also do like Sereni-T's part really well. I think Sereni-T is actually a pretty good rapper. And it just meshes well. So you have the guy's side of Ali Fresh's best friend, and then you have the girl's side, Ali Fresh's wife. The girl is blaming JS, something in regards, if I'm understanding it correctly. So she found something on the phone that they filmed where he was actually. He as an Ali Fresh, well, that is the wife's standpoint. She found something on the phone, and she's blaming the best friend for what happened. But then the plot thickens even more. 9 months later, Ali Fresh is sick. He's coughing a lot, and then he was found all beaten up with a home invasion. The wife decides that she's going to be leaving him, and JS is wondering why, what's going on, and she's like, hey, listen, it's all your fault. I found that he was cheating. Stop acting like you have no responsibility in the matter. And then it turns out that he actually got HIV. Then there was a clip that played in regards to how you can get HIV with a syringe, with the blood being there from HIV. So he's insinuating that the wife is the reason that he got HIV. She injected him with HIV. At first he started coughing, had abdominal pains, but it was nothing. Blood test, found out it was HIV. Whoa. Just an amazing double track here. They really fit well together. So you have the love, and then you have the downfall in that regard. Just an amazing track. I liked everything about it. I honestly liked the storytelling. The storytelling was done really well. The beats were good. Beats meshed. And you had KD on the track prior to showcase the love, and then you had JS on the next track, Yang, to showcase the disappointment, the hatred for this wife who potentially killed his best friend due to the fact, and then Sereni-T just defending herself, saying that. So it was just really well done. So much emotion. I gotta rate these tracks together just because you just have to. I don't know. You have to. Storytelling, honestly, for both tracks, 4.5 out of 5. I just really liked the story. I felt the emotion. I really liked just how it was all done, and I liked the fact. Honestly, it helped. It helped the fact when you had Sereni-T put in there, because it's not biased either. It's giving both sides of the story just really well done. Really liked it. So 4 out of 5 on that. And that concludes the entire album. The heartbeat stopping at the end. We find out Ali Fresh has died. Best storytelling I've actually heard in quite some time. So kudos to that track. Those 2 tracks, amazing. So in conclusion, that is the album, folks. That's 13 tracks. JS and KDIITimes, Dualitas. Overall, really good album, really solid album. Obviously I'm not going to like everything. You just can't. So to recap, rating system, we got Salvation with 4.2 out of 5, Surf with 3.8 out of 5, Balance with 3.7 out of 5, Rax 4.5 out of 5, New Age Berry 3.4 out of 5, Hump Day 3 out of 5. Again, just, I don't know. I thought it was decent, but I wasn't crazy on it. We also got Lil N, 4 out of 5. Really liked it. Thought it was an anthem. Brady, 4 out of 5. Once again, another anthem. We also got Quaaludes, 3.7 out of 5. Great chorus track. On top of that, you got Ballin on a Budget, 3.8 out of 5. Again, decent track. Like the flow, like the beat. Then we also got Flash, 3.8 out of 5. Great going to the club track, happy track, really good. And then, of course, you got the long story at the end. The story of his best friend. Thought that was really well done. That's 4.5 out of 5. As an average rating, I guess you can give this a 3.8 out of 5 for Dualitas. Thought it was really good. I liked a lot of the tracks. Clearly, there's a few that were off there in that regard, but it was really well done, and kudos to the whole camp there. Really well done. And so that concludes that. Thank you so much for listening to this long review. It's a good 45 minutes. Terribly sorry, but I like to overanalyze, and I like to give you everything that I'm thinking, just because that is how I roll. So thank you. Until next time for the next up-and-comer edition. Thank you. This is Real Talk Radio, where the talk does indeed get real. Follow us at Real Talk Radio online, Real Talk Radio 8, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole 9 yards. If you want to do your own album review on Dualitas, certainly check the description below. I'm going to have their Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, all that fun stuff there as well. And that is it. So thank you for going on this journey with me, and I will catch you later.
Take a seat. Sit back. Relax, because you are listening to Real Talk Radio, where the talk